Yeah, Coach, just talk about the offseason. We haven't really been able to speak to y'all a lot. So just talk about how spring went and coming into fall camp. What do you expect and what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, well, first, man, I want y'all to know how much I appreciate y'all. You know, there's not a lot of student organizations that put in the work and effort that you guys do, and we really appreciate it, and I know our fans do too. And I appreciate the relationship we have with you guys as well. You know, as far as the off season goes, we had a great spring. We really did. We enrolled 26 kids at mid-year. I think these guys will tell you that was huge for the overall well-being of our roster. We were able to go full units and full scrimmages with enough O linemen and D linemen to do that, which is rare at the Group of 5 level in spring ball. And that's a tribute to our staff and the way we recruit. It's a tribute to our kids because our players helped us recruit too with the culture we're building. Then we've carried it over into a really good summer, and we're excited about the season. You know, we feel like last year we were dealt a tough hand, you know, that we had to deal with. And maybe some of that was fair, maybe some of it wasn't, but we played the hand as best as we could possibly play it. There's certainly some things I would go back and change and do different and could do better. I've got to coach better. We understand that. But we think we're better because of it coming out of it, and we think we'll be a much better football program this fall. Want to talk about off-season?
Yes, sir. I feel like we've been working our butts out this all season. Shout out to Coach LA and Coach Miller for taking care of us and putting us in the best situation to be bigger, stronger, and faster for this upcoming season.
Can you talk a little bit about the strength and conditioning program as well? Because I know that this is the first year that y'all are participating in that. So just how that's working and now that you're a full year into that as well.
Second year, but go ahead, Swayze, you talk about it.
Yeah, well, Coach LA is he's a great guy. He's a player's coach. You know, he's a guy that you want to go hard for, you want to play for, and he just brings excitement to the table every day. That a program like us, like we need that. The players enjoy that, and it makes you work hard, and makes you want to come to work every day. That's one of the things that he said from the get-go is that you get to go to the weight room, not you have to go to the weight room. And so that's the mindset that he brings to it. And so his program that he's put us on is just – it's been incredible to see the strength gains and the speed gains that our guys have just gained over this past offseason in the summer and the spring. We got guys that are putting on weight that need weight, and we got guys that are dropping weight that need to drop weight, and then everyone's getting faster. And so it's really a testament to the programming and how great of a coach LA really is.
Also on that note too, with Coach Ankar, could you just tell me about the term Find a Way Friday and what that means for you guys and just that mind report?
Yeah, so Find a Way Fridays really become our thing on Fridays, and it's our toughest day of the week. It's anything from some pretty grueling stations or bleachers, or we're running 110s until we can't run 110s anymore. But it's I think more of it's a mental game than a physical aspect, because I mean we got people out there that can play. I mean we got physical guys that can go do it. But when it gets hard, can you still do it? And that's what Find a Way Friday really does, is it puts the mental on top of the physical, and the guys that are mentally strong always rise to the top on Find a Way Friday.
Yeah, and it stemmed from, you know, when we got here, we talked about implementing this culture and this vision to we want to build this program back to being the best Group of 5 football program in America, but also we want to develop real men. Well, how are we going to develop real men? And we've got 6 core values. And LA and I talked about, hey, we've got to integrate 1 to 2 of these core values into everything we do every day, so it's constant talk about it. And then LA came up with the idea, well, can I name a few of the days after the core values? And yeah, and so that's how Find a Way is core value number 6, as they'll tell you, and Find a Way Friday became from that, and it's just grown, and it's been I would say it's not fun, but it is fun. It's fun when it's over because you know you accomplished something that was really hard.
Yeah.
Kind of like we talked about out there, just can you just talk a little bit about, you had 10 SEC transfers to the offensive line and to some other places. What's the main difference you can tell to fans and to us and whoever, what differences you'll see between this team and last team beyond the quarterback situation?
Yeah, I think these 2 guys next to me would tell you just overall depth. And you know, fans only think of that depth as games. What these 2 guys will tell you is practice is where it matters most, because now we've got 3 full groups of O-linemen with some extra to go on top of that. We've got 3 full groups of D-linemen with some extra. We can practice. the right way. Well, there's a cumulative effect of work that takes place over the course. We couldn't practice the right way all the time last year. So it's not just the games, it's practice. And, those transfers are really good players that are from our footprint. We know a lot of them. They played with a lot of them in all-star games in high school. We know their high school coaches. They're from, the same places that these guys are from. So they're a natural fit for Southern Miss. And like I said, man, from the moment they got here, they'll tell you, open up every beginning of the year team meeting with newcomers and say, hey, man, we will not become you. You have to become us. And I don't think any of them have batted an eye at that. I think they've embraced our culture from the jump and have become us.
Also, just talking about some of the guys right here, y'all are entering, basically y'all veteran seasons, of course. But y'all just talk about y'all position group. I know Jason, you're basically the leader of the wide receiver corps right now. Can you just talk about you and some of the young guys that's coming under you, of course, right now?
Yeah, so this is my last season, so I'm trying my best to lead them guys in the right direction when I leave here, that they'll know and take advantage of all your opportunities and just learn little stuff. Like when I'm doing my reps, just study me and watch me and see how I do it. That way you'll know what to do when I leave here. And they just learning. Our receiver group is young, but they're gonna be good. And I just feel like them boys, they keep working hard. They gonna be good.
To me, when you're a veteran on the team, especially in a specific position group, you kind of got to lay the groundwork and the set the standards for what the younger guys are going to come into. So at the linebacker group, we're always trying to get extra reps in, extra walkthroughs, extra drills in after practice, before practice, whatever it is we have to do. And without the older guys doing that, the younger guys will never do that. And so that's the importance of us, trying to be those leaders on the team, and the leaders in our position group is we got to let the young guys know it's not okay to mess up. You may mess up once, but it doesn't happen again. You got to fix it. Great players make mistakes, but they only make them once. Great players don't make the same mistake twice, and that's what what we have to do is set that standard and let them know that if you want to be great, it takes work, and so that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, one more question for you, Coach. Could you just go through some names that maybe some fans and media members may not know, and who's going to play a big role on the team this year?
Yeah, so I'll name a few. I hate getting into naming names because you always leave somebody out. But offensively, I think JB right here would tell you, we think Jacarius Caston's got a chance to have a really good year. He's had every time we could get him the ball last year, he did great things with it. We just couldn't get anybody the ball a whole lot last year. He's had a great offseason. We're excited about him. We're excited about the depth in the running back room to go along with Frank Gore. When you talk about Dejon Richard, Janari Dean, and Kenyon Clay all going through spring ball. We've got more size and depth there. So offensively, those are a few guys that we hadn't talked about. Defensively, all those D linemen, some names. I mean, our fans should know. Eric Scott, Natron Brooks, Jay Stanley, Malik Shorts, Cam Harrell, Tyler Knight. Those guys are staples in our program. Swayze, Bozeman, Santro Latham. But some guys maybe that'll be new. We've got some young safeties, that Jay Jones and J. Rob are really coming along. And I'm excited about the depth and competitive nature of our D-line room and how they're going to have to compete every day to keep it going. Right now, if we played a game, Jalen Williams and Quentin Bivens would both start, and Kristen Booth and Brodarius Lewis are battling it out to start, at the other spot. But we've got some good depth behind them, too, and they're all competing.
Games that you're obviously probably looking forward to. The guy, what was his name, Dima? Chris Smith, he was just talking about let's pack the rock because he's from Louisville.
Yeah.
And he was talking about coming to pack the rock and bring the Southern Miss on, of course.
Yeah.
Talk about some of those rivalries that you may be interested in, of course.
Yeah, so I know Chris really well. Coach Stringer and I were at Lafayette when Chris was being recruited and committed to Lafayette, and I got great respect for him. From Louisville, Mississippi, played at Nanawaya High School. Like I said, me and Coach Stringer were heavily involved in his recruitment, and so I appreciate him saying that. As far as us, they'll tell you right now what I'm finna say. I'm finna say Liberty. You know what I mean? Because that's who we got game one, and man, that's who we are, right? We're going to be a team that is good enough every week that if we eliminate the things that cause you to lose, we're going to be in every game this year. But if we don't do those things, we're not good enough to overcome it. So we're a team that can only focus on the task at hand, and the task at hand right now is Liberty. And when we're done with that, we'll see who we play next. But we're going to take it 1 week at a time. And I know that's coach talk and coach speak, but I don't know if I've ever been a part of a season where it really means more than it does this year.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Proud of these two guys, man. All you Southern Miss fans should be too. They represent our university and our program in the right way. Thanks.